Hello everyone, a.w.t.y here, welcome back to my Witcher 2 playthrough. So, I was able to go back and actually get all those items that I dropped, including the items that the a.w.t.y dropped when I murdered them. Or trying to kill us, to be fair. Now, that's really cool, I think that's awesome. I was able to go back and get the stuff. I didn't have to just abandon it and all of the moolah, all of the money I can get from selling it. Now, I did level up, not on camera unfortunately. I was thinking about it and then I clicked and I was like, oh, probably should have done that on camera. But oh well, here's what I did. I've got a point into Fortitude, which increases vigor regeneration during combat by 10%. I mainly just got that because it's got a mutagen slot. I don't really care about it that much. And then I also got arrow redirection up to level 2, which I regret. I did it because there is an ability you can get only if you have this skill, which is a chance of instant kill when you redirect an arrow. It's not a great ability, but you know, the completionist in me made me do it. That's it. That's all I can say about that. But I regret it. I wish I could take it back, but I don't have a save that's appropriate. I'd have to go too far back. So I also have, we already got dagger throwing, but those were my 3. I had 3 talents, Fortitude and then 2 into arrow redirection, and here we are. I'm all caught up. Now I have to walk very slowly and perhaps try and find a merchant. But we also have this quest to go to the town square to watch the execution, so
I think
I'm gonna head over in that direction, I think.
Artist at work.
You might want to stir it.
I don't stir. I work.
And very slowly we'll get there. Eventually. I was multitasking. I had one hand off of the mouse. Well, the only hand off the mouse. Nobody two hands their mouse. I had the other hands on the keyboard. You know what I mean. You know. Alright, here it is. You might even be able to recognize at least one of those guys. Oh, now maybe 2, now, since they're in focus.
Zoltan. Dandelion, my informer.
Just great.
What's the plan?
We improvise.
No killing.
We'll take care of this, Triss.
What? Is it
Geralt!
too dirty of a job for a woman?
Geralt! Over here! Help!
Oh, she needs to rest because of the magic. It's fine. So yeah, it's Dandelion. It's Dandelion and Zoltan, which you might remember from the first game. What does our quest log have to say about this? And at this point, I enter the scene. I, Dandelion the Unequaled. It's described by some ladies, poet, lover, secret agent, friend, and confidant to Geralt of Rivia. And at that moment, a legal corpse with a noose around my neck. On the scaffold, I was flanked by the dwarf Zoltan, also a friend of the Witcher, and elves whom I never met before. As they say, a Rivian once volunteered for the scaffold so a condemned criminal would not hang alone, but I had no desire to die. Is that a real thing? That's awesome. Well, in The Witcher, a real thing. Obviously, none of this is real. Geralt had to find a way to free me, especially since I was Roche's aforementioned informer. He is Roche's spy.
Step back, White One.
Everyone always calls me White One. What's going on
What are they
here?
going to hang for? They don't look dangerous.
The charge is collusion with the a.w.t.y.
Dandelion, an elven spy?
The bard's hanging for debauchery.
What?
The sentence was he's to hang for debauchery.
And a sentence is nothing to scoff at!
Are you serious? Listen here, people. Is profligacy now a punishable offense in the free kingdom of Temeria? Or are we in Nilfgaard?
Piss off, freak! Or you'll have me to deal with. Think of the common folk, you're spoiling their fun.
Freak he may be, but he speaks true. Debauchery's one of my favourite pastimes, but I don't want a noose placed around my neck
I love that
for
line so
pursuing
much.
The soldier boys paid us a visit or two, though we didn't have much fun.
Away with you, Margot! Go back to your brothel.
Time to go? Fine. But hear this, people. He sure liked to parade about, but his willy wouldn't come to attention.
Stop the execution.
Oh, Margot.
Shut your trap. The singer's to hang and he will hang. This is a decent town. Whores and witches notwithstanding.
Watch your words, guardsman! I don't know witches, but Margot's a decent woman!
What a simple
Shut
folk
it, all
they
of
are.
you! Or I'll not vouch for what I'll do.
Thinks he's tough, showing off his balls. Don't fret, people. I've seen the rot on them.
And she cackles.
I'm warning you for the last
Cackling
time,
away.
Margot!
You wouldn't hit a lady.
You're no lady!
That's right.
Look
Beat
here,
Laredo's lackeys!
assaulted an officer!
All right, let's do the thing.
Come on up! Got room for one more deviant? Oh, they'll hang anyway!
He doesn't stand a chance.
Come on up! Got room for one more
That was
deviant?
the same move. Come on, give me something else. Give me a different flavor.
You free! Want to squirm with
Not
the
bad.
others?
Not bad at all. Oh, I wish I kind of wish I could have saved those people too. Though they might actually be bad though. But they're non-humans, so that gives me doubts that they've done something that merits hanging, you know? Heh, just a little quick jab. Oh, I threw him off with the quick duck. He didn't know what hit him. Oh, and then down below. Lots of feints in this fight. Oh, that was cool. Oh, man. Oh, broken ribs, broken nose. No chance, mate. Here comes the cavalry.
What the hell is going on here? I said, what the arse fuck is going on?
Colorful language.
I'd like to report. Out of my sight, Clover. A few ploughing bandits and you can't even hang them. And you, stay calm, hands off your sword. Our scaffold embraces speeches and hangings. Which will it be?
Oh, I have a time? I wanted to say something. Who are you?
Are you in command here?
Forgive me. Bernard Laredo, commander of Port Flotsam.
He looks like Tweedledee
Yes,
if Tweedledum
I
left
rule
and
this
Tweedledee got to drinking because he missed his brother.
You have no right to hang them.
Interesting.
I don't know if I
Because I'm the
chose or
Lord
not.
of Flotsam.
I take issue with that. Vernon Roche, officer of the king.
Well, well. Blue stripes. The non-human hunters.
Precisely. Anyone suspected of collaborating with the Scoia'tael falls under my jurisdiction.
He brushes his badge.
And Dandelion? What's he accused of?
He burned down a watchtower. What's your jurisdiction say to that?
Oh, was it an accident?
I thought so.
Is that true?
It might have looked that way, but I swear it wasn't my fault.
I'd rather give you a thief.
It probably was his fault indirectly.
I'm joking. I hate thieves.
Ugh,
We
terrible.
can
These
put
are
on
lives,
another
mate.
show. Bloody and serious this time, mind you. Or we can come to an understanding.
Meaning?
Give me a minute, would you? Listen here. You may have heard rumours of the tragic events that transpired during the siege of Lavalette Castle. Sadly, they are true. King Foltest is dead. It's likely that Scoia'tael had a hand in this heinous murder. So you see, none of you can feel safe.
Oh, jeez.
That is why today, wagons with armaments will roll out into Flotsam's streets. I hereby declare a state of emergency. Await orders. Prepare to fight. And ready yourselves to avenge your fallen king. Now disperse. Go to your homes.
Nice speech. You might as well have said outright that non-humans slew Foltest.
My subjects know exactly who the enemy is. Out in that forest, grow careless for a moment, and you're a dead man.
Or woman.
Whereas the non-humans here in town are all friendly.
Friendlier than the merciless bastards out there. We let the Scoia'tael inside, and they'll skin us alive, just before they slit our throats. Here, even the slightest sense of safety is an illusion. We'll not succumb to it for a moment.
What about them?
They'll not hang for now. Let's say I'm reconsidering their cases. The scaffold's no place for civil conversation. We'll talk at my home. Your friends are free for the time being, but they're not to leave town. Come after dusk. I'll be busy till then. There's one more thing.
Welcome to Flotsam, Witcher.
Welcome to frickin' Flotsam. What a great introduction to this godforsaken place.
They were really going to hang us. I don't know. I didn't mean to torch that watchtower.
Everything's all right, Dandelion. Let's get out of here.
Oh, we owe you, Geralt. Thank you. Time to hit the tavern. Come on, Dandelion, you need a stiff drink. And while we're at it, I'll tell you an edifying tale of local hypocrisy that conceals lechery neath a veneer of courtesy. Except nothing can hide the stench.
I actually understood that sentence. If you just kind of pay attention, you know, break it down in your head. Let's see. I think the first thing that I want to do is go and find a shopkeeper of sorts. Oh, you know what? Let's go talk to these people. By the way, when Laredo says come after dusk, he doesn't necessarily mean immediately. You can go back there at any time after dusk.
Are you Geralt of Rivia, sir?
Who's asking?
Thank you, Master, for what you did outside La Valette Castle.
Our family would have perished if not for you. Please accept this modest gift.
I can't accept this. If you click I can't accept this, you get nothing except for the fact that you feel good about yourself. So I'm gonna go with this.
Thank you.
May the gods protect you.
Geralt has some blood on his jacket, on the collar and the chest. He's gonna take care of that. Alright, so we got a diagram for a heavy leather jacket. I am interested in crafting that, simply so I can get out of this really ugly one. I'm not a fan. Let's talk to these guys, too. Why not, since I'm passing by them. I'm trying to get to this dwarven blacksmith over here.
Here comes the Witcher. Think he'll agree?
No, I don't know. Should we just walk up and ask him like that?
Take a good look at him. He'd be
I'm right here, fellas.
Ha! Greetings. A word, if you will. You see, we've created an alchemical substance and we wish to test it in Vizima, in a laboratory.
Seeing as you're a witcher, we wondered if you'd be willing to test it in practice.
In a year or two, given the occasion, you could visit us in Vizima.
I don't want to go back to that place.
We'd examine you and reward you generously.
We need to study its long-term effects. We can't say more.
Right. I actually watched on the news at one point on Vice News about human guinea pigs, people who actually do that. They travel around and just take clinical drugs and do clinical drug trials and some such things so they can test the side effects, and that's what they do, like, you know, all the time, all year round. Crazy. Eventually, it does cause enough health problems that they have to quit. They can't do it for long.
Why not?
Splendid!
Exactly. Why not? It's not going to kill me.
Excellent.
I'm a witcher.
If you could also keep a journal of the experiment.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah, don't push your luck, buddy. Alright, so what that did is it gave us a mutagen. And also, we learned about those two characters here. So now under mutagens, we have this. Critical effects mutagen. 2% to every single critical effect chance. Now, what I don't know... I mean, actually, if I had to guess, I would say that these percentages are added on to existing critical effects that you can cause. So it's not going to give you all of these effects. It's only going to increase them when you're able to do them naturally. Like if your sword causes poison, this adds 2%, but it does not add poison to it. Alright. He found our guy.
Hey, boss. Look who's graced our smithy. That titan of the art of smithing can't hear us. Busy. Work's a blur in his hands. And how are you, Witcher? Things working out for you?
For the most part.
Nice workshop.
Bah, it's no workshop, just a simple forge. But thanks for the compliment, both in my name and the master's. So how can
he
we
teleported.
help?
Jesus Christ. He has me all nervous. Oh, we can roll some dice. That's cool. Yeah, why not? Why not? Always start with 10. Why wouldn't you, you know? Got 3 ones. Good shape. he has, nothing really. Yeah, it makes sense that he resigned. I didn't get much money for that then.
So...
let's trade. I would like to sell a whole bunch of stuff, actually. That. Yep. Probably all this stuff. Here we go. I'm gonna sell this mutagen, I think, because... I don't think it's worth it to use any mutagen aside from critical effects, greater mutagens, I mean. There are 3 types of mutagens. Lesser, and the standard, and greater. And I'm only going to use greaters because they are permanent and you cannot change them once you attach them. Also, armor. Let's sell that. I'll sell this. Leather jacket, I'll sell it. Sure. All that stuff. We're now underneath our carry weight, which is fantastic. The junk. You could just sell junk, it doesn't do anything. It's gonna give me a whole bunch of money, actually. Wow, look at that, 1551. We're in pretty good shape. Leather jacket. We have enough materials to make this, actually. And the Witcher's Silver Sword. Do I have enough silver ore? I'm not sure. Let me go to crafting here. So you have to craft new equipment as well as traps with this guy. It looks like to make the claw, we need Endriga Venom. So I'm going to be on the lookout for Endriga Venom, because the claw is actually pretty nice. It's a good trap. It does a ton of damage. Let's see here. Witcher's Silver Sword. We need 2 silver ore. And then we'll be able to come back and get that. I think I might look around town and try and find some silver ore myself. If I can't find any, I'll just purchase it from him. That's not really a problem. Or I could just purchase it now. And it looks like we need some hardened leather. So let's see what he sells here. Let's trade. Do you have a way to craft hardened leather? Because that would be fantastic. Freaking-tastic. No, he does not. He does have the jagged blade, among other things. Well, in that case, if we go to crafting, he does sell some silver ore. So let's get a couple of these. And now I'll be able to craft my silver sword and complete that quest. Craft. Witcher's Silver Sword. Yep, 1 diamond dust, 1 timber, 1 iron ore, and 2 silver ore. It does actually have... So the Witcher Silver Swords do have a steel core, but they are plated in silver. So the center is steel, because steel is stronger than silver. Makes it a more effective weapon. And the silver just has to touch monster. You get the point. I should just shut up. Alright. We've completed that quest. And now I've got my sword. It kind of sucks, but that's fine. We're going to be looking around to see what we can find. Hang on. Do you have anything else that I want to buy? What about weapons? These are all the things that I sold to him. Oh, he does sell a silver-plated sword. That's interesting. 8 to 16, bleeding 4%. I want to see if that's actually better than the sword that I have. Can you get out of here, the shop contents thing? It's really annoying. Enhancements, robust leather enhancement. You know, one thing that I would like to buy, if we go into crafting diagrams, he has a crafting diagram for well-balanced daggers. I actually would like to go ahead and buy that now. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, and now I'm also underweight, which is freaking fantastic. Alright, I could go to the tavern, but one thing I'd like to do is shop around and destroy some dummies. There are, I want to show you where they are. There's a couple right here. There's also a place of power here, I believe. Yep. And this Sluloderm, which is good to know about, since it's one of the more rare alchemical resources in the area. There we go. Alright, so that puts us at 6. We need to destroy 10. in order to get the skill. Alright, I know at least... Wait, do I really have that many? Maybe I need 12. You might need to destroy 12. I'm not sure. Well, let's go on over here. Get the other 2 dummies that I know of in a safe location, and then there's 2 more dummies that are not in a safe location. The guards will get pissed at you if you take your weapon out. You can still do it, though. Alright, here we go. Alright, awesome. We got those. Anything to loot? Is that, yeah, it's a sack. Oh, I don't want to examine. I want to grab the sack. Alright, too bad. Sometimes you just can't. You just can't loot the sack. Got nothing to say, huh? I thought he was asleep. Alright, the last 2 that I'm able to access at this particular point in time are in the guardhouse, which should be over here. Yep, right here. I'm also gonna loot this place and see if they had any have any hardened leather. Hardened leather would be good.
I stood at the gate to the outskirts.
No, nothing here. Just lots of orns, which is great, I suppose. Some weapons that I can sell. Nothing in here. Alright, here are the other 2 training dummies. Now, there are 2 ways to do this. One of them, you can take out your weapon and start attacking them, but you can only get maybe a couple hits in before you have to put your weapon away, or they will, attack you. The guards, I mean. I did not get any hardened leather. However, one way that I like to do it is if you take off your weapon and you press your sword key, now you can just punch it with your fists, and they will not get mad at you for doing this. So you can just punch it down with your fists, no problem. And it takes quite a bit longer to destroy, but it's actually faster. Oh look, new ability experienced. Apparently I have enough. It's actually significantly faster than taking your sword out and putting it away over and over again. It takes you maybe 3 or 4 times of doing that to destroy one. So the guards can calm down, and then you can do it again. Look at that. Geralt's got some weird movements when he just punches with his fists. So, just a little tip. I think that's better. Oh wow, I could beat someone to death with a rake. I kind of want to hang on to that. Espadon. Whoa. Additional weapon, extremely heavy 2-handed sword. This looks really good. It looks really good. Bleeding 10%, and it does a huge amount of damage. But then this gives me damage reduction on block of 5. I don't know. I kind of want to give it a try. What's it look like? Yeah, it's big, all right. Man, it's huge. It's like a small Zweihander. Well, that's cool. I'm glad I found that sword. Still need to get hardened leather. But let me just double check too that I have this ability. I wanted to do the training dummies right away because obviously this ability experienced, which gives you 10% experience points gained, is as good for you to have as early as possible to make full advantage of it. So of course I am going to do that.
Might find something interesting here.
Also, let me go ahead and make sure I've got my traps and my bombs equipped. If I get into any action, and I've got my 1 dagger, my single dagger. I can actually make some more daggers right over here at the blacksmith. I feel like I'm going to use daggers quite a bit. They're good, actually. Quite good. Craft me an item, please. Can you craft me some well-balanced daggers? It looks like we can currently make 6. There we go. That's all we can make. I don't have enough timber. However, I do know where to find tons of timber. Alright, I'm gonna go to the inn. Before I loot this entire town. I'm looking forward to looting the entire town, though. Oh, notice board. Here we go. We're familiar with this from the first Witcher game. You get some quests. The Indriga contract. Faced with the insolence and bestial menace of the creatures known as Indrigas, and concerned for the people, Commandant Bernard Laredo has decided to post a bounty for the extermination of these creatures. The brave soul who permanently rids the area of this filth will receive a generous reward from the hands of Louis Merce, and will be listed in the town chronicles as a true hero of Flotsam. Louis Merce, town chancellor. Oh, the evil chancellor. Chancellor's such an evil position name, isn't it? Necker contract. It is hereby announced that Commandant Bernard Laredo has posted a generous bounty for the extermination of the Neckers in the vicinity of the trading post. These monsters must be eliminated once and for all. The one to accept this job and successfully complete it will be rewarded with a bulging pouch of orens. That's not specific. I'd rather have a specific reward that I can hold them to, you know? What's the definition of bulging? It's subjective. And a priest will be paid to conduct prayers in our hero's name for 28 days. Well, I'm sold. Oh, shoot. I picked up the wrong contract. Damn it. Did anybody see what that was? I'm so sorry. I really am so sorry. Alright, this is the Necker contract. I picked up something completely different. Proclamation for pardon for Dimitri. Let it be known that the bandit Dimitri has repented and asked for forgiveness for his heinous deeds. Commandant Laredo, known for his mercy, has absolved him of his offenses and accepted Dimitri back into society. Hereby, all arrest warrants and bounties on Dimitri's head are lifted. Okay, we'll try to remember that. It's interesting. The authorities seek a brave soul to kill the degenerate troll lurking near the ruined bridge at the Adernian border. The beast may be defeated by any means, just as long as it is defeated. The troll slayer will be generously rewarded. Relevant taxes and levies have already been deducted, and receive the gratitude of the terrorized people of Flotsam, Louis Merce, town chancellor. Alright, well, let's look at my quest log and try and find out. Go to the troll's lair. Oh, I know what it was. It was talking about Einar Gossel. So let's review the quest log so we know what's going on. First of all, there was an advertisement for a barber whose name is Einar Gossel. That was the document that I failed to read because I accidentally selected it instead of the Neckers. It's too bad. It really is too bad, but you could just look up what it says or something if you care that much. Go to Laredo's... I do. I'm sad that I missed it. I'm going to look it up later. Go to Laredo's residence in the evening. When the dust at the gallows had settled, Laredo invited Geralt for a talk. Even if we ignore the fact that witchers, like troubadours and scholars, never refuse free board, it was an good occasion? That's supposed to be A. It was a good occasion to feel out the commander. Geralt accepted the invitation. I think this game is translated, so there's every now and then there's going to be stuff like that. Although that's just a simple typo, to be honest. Anybody could have done that. It has nothing to do with translation. By the gods, stringing up sods. Cultural events are rare in the province. Oh wait, we already read this. The Witcher is a frank, straightforward man, without much forethought. He chose the direct solution. He thrashed the guards and then tackled the executioner. Saved by Geralt, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Zoltan wiped sweat from his brow. The world would keep the greatest of its living poets. There was no end to the... Jeez, he's so humble. There was no end to the greetings, and that's when I learned about the events which had brought Geralt and his company to Flotsam. As a well-informed man, I could aid them in their search, thereby repaying my debt of gratitude. Yeah, he's a spy. We're absolutely going to talk to him and say, what's going on? Geralt had not forgotten his profession. Witchering was his prime source of income, so when he learned that the Flotsam authorities had posted a bounty for exterminating Neckers, he accepted the job immediately. Before he began, he decided to learn more about the vicious creatures. He began looking for books about Neckers and searching for the creatures to observe their behavior. Yes, you read that correctly, or I did anyway. You can learn about monsters simply by fighting them, and the knowledge will just pop into your head through Witcherdom. Indriga contracts. They're multiplying in the Flotsam area. They had become such a scourge that Laredo, though stingy by nature, posted a bounty for their extermination. The Witcher accepted the job and decided that a little theoretical preparation might pay off. Yeah, you can buy books and read about them, but I feel like it's kind of a waste of money if you can just go fight them. It's not hard to figure out how to fight a monster, even if you don't know about it. Troll trouble. In practicing their trade, Witchers abide by a code that clearly explains what they can and cannot do. Geralt claims he invented this code himself to have an excuse for refusing unwanted jobs. But I think such a stratagem would be too complicated for him. Hey! Either way, Geralt noticed that Bernard Laredo had posted a bounty on the head of a troll living in the area. Because a troll is a sapient... Oh. I've never actually seen that word written down before. I'm familiar, I've said it in conversation, just that's not how it's spelled exactly how it sounds, go figure. It falls under the code as huntable only if evil, just like you, viewers. The curious Witcher decided to check it out. Woe to the vanquished. Yeah, and then a sword for monsters. Silver sword in hand at last, Geralt's job becomes comparably easier. Fair enough. I'm gonna save the rest of the reading for later at the end of the episode. Is there anything for me to get over here? What about over here? I can't go in there. Can I go in here? Aha! Ooh. This is like the bridal suite, I'm assuming. Well, I'll take their 3 orns. It's not much. They clearly don't need it if they just left it here. 14 orns. Oh, hello. Don't mind me. Let's just get out of here. Oh, I can take stuff from here too. Still no hardened leather. Would be nice to find. I really want to get out of this ugly jacket. You know what? Before I go into the inn, I'm going to go down here to the docks kind of area and see if I can't find me some of that hardened leather. Alright, let's loot the crap out of all this stuff. There might be some in here. I don't remember. There is some in this town. Somewhere. It can't possibly elude me forever.
Well, thank you, good boy. There's rabble watching.
They pinch my ass and don't even leave a tip.
I know, it's tragic. Happens to me all the time. Oh, nice. 5 scleroderm. I can't say it at all. But that's good stuff. And some over here. Okay, this is a good place to get timber. There's tons of timber in this area. Also some blue meteorite, apparently. Some herbs. Let me get that timber. We can make some more daggers.
What's in these crates, boss?
There should be a way for me to get this if I aim my camera correctly. Did I get it?
Bloody hell!
Can't tell. No, I didn't get it. This guy's in the way.
At your service.
I think I could get it if he wasn't here. I'm just clicking like mad. All right, screw it. Still no hardened leather. I might have to find a way to make hardened leather if it's going to be so scarce, because it comes up a lot. Anytime you're crafting armor, hardened leather is in there somewhere. Yeah, no hardened leather. I'm surprised, really. Well, let's talk to this mysterious merchant. I think this guy's part of one of the DLCs and not in the original vanilla game. Or he might have just been added for the enhanced edition. I remember it's something along those lines. But he sells some good stuff in here. For instance, he sells a formula for hardened leather. Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. What is this? We can make leather with cloth, oil, and necrophage skin. I don't think I want to do that just yet, but it's good to know. He also sells... Hang on, let's go to... Whoa, robust Witcher's silver sword and a robust freaking cutlass and Shiedel's armor. I can afford it. I can afford it. But let's hold off on actually buying these things. We might be able to craft them or find them out in the world for free, which is preferable to buying it, obviously. So I'm gonna get out of here. It's nice that we have a fallback. I'm gonna sell some of my junk and my pants. I don't need these pants. Do I want to sell the rake? It's really freaking heavy. 10. I'm gonna sell it. It seems wrong somehow. Oh shoot, I also sold that sword. I didn't want to sell that sword. Well... Shoot. Yeah, I actually did not want to sell the sword. Can I buy it back? How much is it? Oh, Jesus Christ, 264. Well, that's done. I sold it. Too bad. It's over. Goodbye, sword. It's been nice. I'm not saving frequently enough. If I could save more frequently, then when I make a mistake, I could just load it up because I just saved 5 seconds ago. It's actually one of the things that I don't like often that much in games, but I still appreciate it, you know? It's more exciting to make a mistake, or it's more suspenseful to not make a mistake if it's actually important. If you have to make up a lot of the game and do it again, it becomes an issue. Oh, hello. Look what we have here.
Well, well, I had an inkling and it didn't disappoint me. It was a long voyage to this cesspit, but it's about to make sense. Voltest's killer, live and in person. How are you? Happy and healthy?
Can't complain.
I am delighted, really. But you see, it's a long way back to Vizima, and I'd rather not dawdle. I lost a load of time looking for you.
No reason to waste any more time.
Oh, there's a guy behind me. Watch out, Geralt.
Listen, Jester. You're worth more to me alive, but if need be, I will take you back as a corpse. You choose.
All right. Give it a shot.
Drop your sword and put your hands together, or I'll not vouch for what...
Shut up. Go ahead. Try to kill me.
Geralt's just itching to test out this new sword. Run!
Grab him,
Oh my gosh, this weapon is so freaking slow. Oh my gosh. Alright, at least I blocked that. Jesus. Oh, it put him like off balance or something here.
No need to fear those witches.
Oh, that did a lot of damage.
I've got a turtle stone.
Oh, that's because I'm all out. Oh, watch out, Geralt. There we go. That was a close one. Yeah, this weapon is slow. Slow as cuss.
Yeah.
Got all these, like, ladders and crap. Alright, let me take a look here. We go into crafting. I don't know what I was looking for here. What was I looking for? Oh, no. Books. Here we go. Arrest warrant. It is hereby made known to all that the Witcher named Geralt, a native of Rivia, has committed the high crime of regicide in slaying Foltest, king of Temeria. As a murderer and traitor, Geralt of Rivia has been sentenced to die by fire. Jeez, specific. A generous reward is offered for his capture and delivery to the proper authorities. He who delivers the criminal's head shall receive 1/2 of said reward. Those providing reliable and confirmed information as to the criminal's whereabouts shall also receive remuneration. Beware, the Witcher is armed and dangerous. Aha! Now, I suppose dying by fire is meant to be, it's probably really horrible. I can't even imagine. I've never been on fire or even burned myself seriously. Whenever I have burned myself, it really hasn't hurt that bad. But we're talking like toaster kind of burning. Or like something hot that came out of the oven. You know, we're not talking about fire.
So how can we help you, eh?
Craft me an item. Craft me some hardened leather, yo. There we go. Now we can craft my heavy leather jacket. Fan-frickin-tastic. We can also craft some more daggers, which would be nice. Right now we have, what, 6 or 7? Let's do 3. 3 more daggers. Now, how many daggers do I have? We have 10. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, heavy leather jacket can go on. Unfortunately, it does not seem to have any armor slots, which is disappointing. Yeah, quite disappointing. Well, here's what I would like to do. I'm not a fan of this Espadon sword. Really not. So I think I do actually want, let me take these off, to go ahead and buy those weapons despite the fact that they are crazy expensive. Oh, this leather jacket is not bad. Not bad.
Oh, thank you, my good boy. A rabble or two.
Let's trade Sheadol's armor. It's so expensive. But we could get these two weapons here. Yeah. I kind of want to. I know it's such a waste. I bought the silver ore. I used up the, I don't know. It's hard sometimes. Robust cutlass, robust Witcher's silver sword. This one even has a slot to put a rune in. And then let me sell him the Espadon and the Witcher's silver sword. The quilted leather, I'll sell him that. Okay. Soldier's orders. We can sell all 5 of those. There's no need to keep them. Arrest warrant, I'll sell. There's no need to keep it. Oh, I forgot about this book. We'll read that at the end of this episode. These don't sell for anything, nor do they weigh anything. This I could sell for 0 orens. I better be careful not to do that. Alright. So let's put these weapons on. Now, if we go into enhancements, I have a way. I have some runes that I could put on. What does the Earth Rune do? Vitality 25 and the damage reduction on block 5%. I kind of like the idea of that. We also have Moon Rune, damage bonus on signs. Damage 5% and incineration. That's quite good. And then this one just is damage 5%. That's it. Well, I don't want to use one of my best runes. I want to save my good runes for future swords. What's this called again? A robust cutlass? I could just do damage. What's the Moon Rune do? This does a damage bonus on signs +4, so I should hang on to that. Fire Rune seems pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm thinking Earth Rune. Let's stick the Earth Rune on there. So I'm curious, the Vitality plus 25%, I assume that's only when I have this sword drawn. So I'm not going to gain any benefit for my silver sword whatsoever. Probably. If that's the case, it might be better to put the Sun Rune in there or something. There we go. Earth Rune. It's done. It is done.
Downfall embodied.
I'm making a lot of mistakes, actually, at the beginning of this game. How many orens do I have? Oh, actually kind of have enough for the Sheadol's armor. That would be insane if I bought that at this point, actually. Where is he? I do have enough. Wait, no I don't. I would have enough if I sold this leather jacket. Alright, hang on. In that case, I probably should have put a Moon Rune in this. Screw it. I'm not going to do it. Not going to buy the armor. Get the hell out of here. It's really tough to decide what I care about and what I don't care about. Let's go to the inn. No, I don't want to turn the torch on. I think once I talk to these guys, it starts this whole thing. Oh, you just threw an apple into thin air. Alright, instead of talking to these guys, let's do some of this. A little bit of arm wrestling here.
You look strong. Care for a little contest?
I could use the money. Oh yeah. All of the money. Well, this is really easy. His bar was gigantic. Thanks. Thanks for the 15 orens, buddy.
Too strong for me. Here's what you're owed. You ought to give Wiry Wilkes a shot.
I sure will. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to push you.
You'll not have
I'm
an
just
easy
excited.
time with me.
Alright, let's arm wrestle. He seems serious. That's a lot of orens. And he's got a necklace of ears around his neck. Hey, Roche is watching me. Do you see that? I think I've got the hang of this.
Strong man you are. Here's your coin.
Oh my gosh,
You
someone
should
just went
take
through
on
me.
Big Max.
Sure, I'll take on Big Max. Point me in the right direction.
You're a strong lad, but I'm no wimp either. Wanna take me on?
Oh, cool. I could bet 30. This actually was really good. I made almost 100 orens. Well, no, not really. I made, like 65 orens, so not really close to 100.
By Vale
Actually, no,
Patters's
70 orens
balls,
is
you're
what I made.
strong. You're winnings. There's someone else. No one's beaten him yet.
Who?
Bartholomew Bargy. You'll find him in the village.
Alright, thanks for that. Yeah, before I talk to these guys, let's grab this. Some cloth. What do you have? Just some food, really? Yeah, let's loot down here. I'm trying to bide a little time in the episode because in a sec I'm going to catch up on the journal, end it there, and we're going to talk to... Oh, shoot, wrong way. But I'll loot this too. We're going to talk to everybody upstairs, which is a long scene, so I don't want to start it right now. Whoa, that was a lot of stuff I just picked up. Don't know what it was. Got some timber. There we go. This is your stash where you can store different items. I don't know what I would want to store at this particular point in time. Probably these enhancements, although they don't weigh much. Definitely want to put away my runes. And the fire rune, sure. A hatchet, perfect for splitting heads. I'm gonna hang on to the other enhancements, though.
Punches lights out!
Ever heard of doing it Witcher and Striggett style?
No, don't go through the door, Geralt. Come on now.
He downs the flat, tries to get it on, falls fast asleep, and she wakes up a virgin
You got
in
a
the
scoop?
morning.
What's the scoop? Iron ore is
Praise the
fantastic
goddess.
for making daggers. Oh, we got a storeroom. Nice. There's gonna be good stuff in here. Alright, pop this again. That's it. There was still one more room left, though.
Which one was this?
This is Margot's room.
Wasn't he the one who always wanted us to call him Daddy?
No. I've seen that one
Orin's
today.
Margot's notes. We'll read that in a second. Oh, we just got a bunch of stuff there. What? Oh, sorry. I just knocked something over. It's probably loud on the mic. Nothing interesting there. We got rusty, well-balanced daggers. I'll stick those on. We can use them. Worn hardened leather boots. They are exactly the same as the current leather boots that I am wearing. Marco's notes. I don't like that sorceress at all. All female mages put on airs and smell of bitchiness, but this one is evidently up to something. It's clear she's not just after coin, as she's pitting people against each other as if they were toys. Does she suspect me of spying? If it's true, that sorceress can read minds. I must be wary. By the way, sorceresses can read minds. It's a spell that they can do. Were my collusion with the Scoia'tael to be revealed, I would rather off myself than suffer in Laredo's goal. Gowl. Gowl? I don't know. We don't know about this sorceress just yet, but we will find out about her fairly soon. Let me talk to Margot. No, we gotta do some reading here. We'll do that next time. Alright, I'm gonna be ending the episode after I catch up on some journal reading, so if you don't care to see that, feel free to just move on to the next episode. Thanks for watching. And let's get to it. Alright, bring it on, Flotsam. Though it was perhaps one of the less celebrated episodes in The Witcher's career. Yeah. Know that while in Flotsam, Geralt managed to best Skinny Sten. With that modest achievement under his belt, he could face Wiry Wilkes. It did not take long for Wiry Wilkes, a man seemingly woven of sinews alone, to bow to the strength of the Witcher's arm. Now it was Big Max's turn. Big Max strained and wheezed, but the Witcher proved the stronger arm wrestler. One more opponent, the strongest of them all, remained. This was Bartholomew Bargy of the village of Lobendon. That's, Lobendon's right next to Flotsam. Nothing new there. Characters. So, Farid. We met Farid on the street. He gave us the mutagen, one of those guys. Geralt bumped into a pair of strange scholars. The alchemist Farid was one of them. He and his colleague Gaspar, this guy, tried to convince the Witcher to take part in a mysterious experiment on Witcher physiology. The study would only yield results many years down the road. Now, Einar Gassel, in addition to being a well-informed bookseller, he was also an accomplished barber. In discovering this, Geralt learned the only person in Flotsam who would be able to do anything about his hair. What do you know? Dandelion, something new about him. Discretion, a virtue I have always professed, obliges me to remain silent about the circumstances in which, through the person of Vernon Roche, I began working with the Temerian Intelligence Service. Suffice it to say, there comes a moment in everyone's life when facing great events they cannot remain indifferent. And so, I could not stand aside as history took shape before my very eyes. My dedication to the cause brought me to Flotsam at the time. There, through an unfortunate incident involving twins at the local brothel, a town guard, a dog, cat, and an oil lamp, Jesus, I wound up on the scaffold in the town square, from which I barely escaped with my life. Another weird typo there. Zoltan Shive. The dwarf Zoltan Shive is a close friend of Geralt's and mine. Met while we were sneaking through the forest and wilderness of Bruges and Sodden. Almost sounds like Sodden and Gomorrah. When war raged all around and the hooves of Nilfgaardian cavalry thundered on the high roads. Like many of his kin, he later fought at Brenna in the Mahakaman Volunteer Detachment, a unit that contributed greatly to the victory, although this fact is sadly ignored by most chronicles. Yeah. After the war, he wanted to start a business, and even thought about taking a wife. Yeah, the Breckenrigs. Yet fate had things arranged a bit differently. This was in The Witcher 1 that this was happening. Zoltan had proved his friendship to the Witcher many times, eagerly standing at his side in any moment of need, disproving those who claimed that each and every dwarf is a spiteful, aggressive son of a bitch, that they do not care for human plight and that coexistence is impossible. Actually, dwarves are the non-human race that has integrated the best into human society. They are much less hated than elves, and that's part of the reason for this is that elves are really arrogant. Dwarves, not as much. And they're also very work-oriented people. You know, they like to provide and to keep busy and to help. I know many non-humans, and if anything stands in the way of coexistence, it is human ignorance, spite, and ungratefulness. Dandelion's absolutely right about that. Dwarves are pretty nice. Some elves are jerks. They are. I'm not generalizing to all elves, just it happens. They say a dwarf would get himself hanged for a friend, but Zoltan was in my company on the scaffold for another reason. The local authorities had accused him of colluding with the Scoia'tael, and that is usually enough to earn one the main role in entertainment like a morning execution. Bernard Laredo, this guy, Tweedledee. At the time of this story, Bernard Laredo was commandant of the town watching of the river port and trading post of Flotsam. I don't know, I butchered that sentence. He was well suited to the position, amply demonstrating this through his brutal and heavy-handed approach to enforcing the law and meting out justice to the town. You know how reading doesn't take a whole lot of concentration, and so sometimes your brain wanders and you start thinking about other things? and then all of a sudden you've gotten way ahead of yourself and you don't even know how to read anymore. That's what happens to me a lot. If it's not taking enough of my brain, I just start to think about other things. This boorish veteran of the Temerian army was perfectly happy with his posting to this backwoods, as he had turned the borderland settlement into a private fiefdom, which he ruled through fear and might, passing and executing judgment at whim. I was exceptionally lucky to escape the noose back then. Despite my deepest desire to the contrary, it would not be the last time we saw Bernard Laredo. In spite of maintaining a smokescreen of law and order in Flotsam, Laredo was as benevolent to non-humans as Emperor Emir was to proponents of democracy. As in, he really hates them. Given the slightest excuse, Bernard would have gladly rid the trading post and its environs of all who were not human, using any means available. I always learn environs. That's a word that I don't use, so it's cool to know about. Heavy leather jackets, Witcher silver sword. We could probably sell these or store them. Hardened leather. Nothing else over here. I think we're good over here. Let's read about the dragon. If we go into our journal here. No, not journal. Into here. Let's read about it. Go over here. About dragons. Dragons were once commonplace. Their rule over the continent absolute. Dragon fire was the bane of cities, and dragon appetites were a constant threat to the first colonizers. Mages stood against these creatures. Witchers were created to fight them. What, really? I really didn't know that. Today, dragons are nearly extinct. There are occasional sightings of forktails and slizzards, but these creatures are to dragons as stray cats are to tigers. Dragons were brought to the brink of extinction by professional hunters like the famed Crunford Reavers. Alchemy ingredients from the dragon's body are among the most expensive and highly sought after by mages. The beast's roasted tail is considered a true delicacy. Delicious. I've had alligator tail. It's gamey, but scrumptious. Journal. We should have added something in here now. Now if we go to maybe glossary, no monsters. Okay, so that's what we read from the book. That's the dragon that we saw before. Do we in fact now have information about him in our monster section? We do. The legends are true. Dragons like to gather hordes and have a ferocious appetite that they satiate by eating all living creatures with no exceptions. Like cats, they like to lounge in places of power. They nap there, drawing energy, yet nobody knows what they use that energy for. There are 5 species of these great worms: white, black, red, green, and rock. Golden dragons, extremely intelligent, gifted with the ability to assume the shape of any creature, are of course a fairy tale for little children. Dragons are smart indeed, but they cannot speak, much less polymorph. The best tactic when meeting a dragon is to pray to all the gods with no exceptions. Atheists should run. They can thus extend their lives for a few heartbeats. It must be stressed that any of these choices would end in death when made by an amateur. Don't worry, I'm a professional at prayer. I pray hardcore. One fighting a dragon should watch out for its fire above all else. The breath is lethal, momentarily ending the fight. I know all about that. The worms can also fly and are excellent at maneuvering, so they use the advantage of altitude in combat. The Witcher should climb high buildings to surprise the reptile flying by and to use walls as protection. The beast's jaws are even worse than its paws. They bring instant death. Dragons, like cats, like to toy with their prey, so they sometimes lift it to the air and drop it from height when they are bored. That is awful. Dragons are immune to poisons, unworried by oils which increase bleeding, and unaffected by traps or bombs. Oh, Christ. That's going to be like my whole repertoire, because I think I want to focus on alchemy. One would be hard-pressed to find a soul brave enough to drop a dragon, unless it had been hacked to pieces with an axe first. And I wish such an outcome of the battle to all dragon slayers with all my heart. Good luck, dragon slayers. Good luck. Well, that's going to be the episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you in just a minute. Bye-bye.